just noise, my motor's got like 2 power bands. If I go on the throttle, like listen, here we go, idle. Slowly gonna move it up constantly. Tell you what, this thing sounds a lot better than my old engine used to, the oscillating one. This thing sounds excellent. I must say though, the throttle on this is great for throttle usage, but boy is it bad for flow. I should think of my own way to improve flow in this motor, because it does not flow very well. I mean, you got a 2x3 hole that the air is going through. It's a 2x2 square, you know. It's 3 studs high, 2 wide. That's all the air that's going through this motor, and that's not enough to do it. By the way, this thing did warm up in some certain places, which is always fun. My goal with this, get one of these to go so fast that it melts the Lego. Not, not overheats, or, warms up or breaks. I want it to run consistently till it melts an axle, or melts a connecting rod, or melts something. Now, KF Mastery, I think, or you know who you are. Your motor can do it. I know if you just held yours pinned down, it will melt. It will melt axles and stuff. And honestly, I know it's a waste of Lego, but I want to see you do it. I want to see you rev one of those motors out. Just pin it down, put it full throttle. Just put it full throttle and put a pin in it, and just let it eat. I want to see that happen. I want to see smoke come off of one of these piston motors. And I know it's a waste of Legos, and some of that stuff's hard to come by, but I do want to see it happen to someone's engine. And then the next thing is probably a burnout. I want to see someone do a burnout with a Lego piston motor. The inside of this actually got warm. It did heat up. Like the center blocks and some of the axles down here are warmer than room temperature. So I started to make some heat, but I don't turn enough RPMs. Speaking of, how do you make yours turn so many RPMs? This thing's so slow. I think you've made changes to your carburetor and or the intake manifold. I call this an intake manifold. If it was a carburetor, it'd be mixing air and fuel. This is just a flow regulator, a valve. So, throttle valve. That's what I'll call it. I'll call it throttle valve. But yeah, your throttle valve, I think you may have improved the flow. See, look. Where my fingers are covering, where they're not covering, that's as much flow as the stock one had. And this block fell out and went into the vacuum, and it magically got a lot more powerful. So, flow is definitely an issue with these things. Oh well. Thanks for watching. If you could give me some suggestions on how to get a lot more power or a lot more RPM out of this, that'd be excellent.